Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Yesterday was the bounce back day we needed. We smacked our NBA Player of the Day with the Utah Jazz plus the points. We went 3-1 officially on the Jam Session. There was only 4 games yesterday with 3 cancellations, but 3-1 overall. Smashed the Player of the Day. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward. This is another rapid fire episode. Finna get y'all, ladies and gentlemen, in and out of here as we got games starting at 2 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, I know I live in Dallas, so I'm always on Central Time. Sorry for you East Coast folk, but let's do it. Let's do it, man. Without further ado, let's continue to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. Of course, you can scoop up my NBA Player of the Day over at Pickdawgz Premium, or you can hop on something long term. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. Link for both in the description below. First game up, we got the New York Knicks at home at the crib with the Milwaukee Bucks rolling in. 2 teams, 9 times out of 10, you guys I'm looking to fade. The Knicks, though, my main gripe with the Knicks is a lot of the times I feel like they're overrated, overvalued. They've lost 4 of their last 5. I feel like right now, currently, they're not overrated and overvalued. If I was the lines maker in this game, my line would be right here where it is. Knicks 4.5 point favorites. I do believe they're better than Milwaukee, and I do believe this is the solid bounce back spot the Knicks need at home. I'm looking to lay the points with the Knicks at home in the Garden. Milwaukee, I still have real concerns about this team. They have played better basketball recently, winning 3 straight, but Orlando, who's been banged up, San Antonio, Toronto's not the best stretch. I still have major concerns and questions about Milwaukee. Knicks need one. Think the Knicks get one. Overrated and overvalued teams do win and do cover in certain games that justify why they're overrated and overvalued, and I think this is one for the Knicks today. I'll lay it with them boys. In the Garden, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, laying 6.5 points on the Denver Chicken Nuggets. I'm sorry, said that backwards. We got the Denver Chicken Nuggets laying 6.5 points on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. We're in Dallas with it today. I'm on my Mavs plus the points in this spot, in this situation. No need for me to really overcomplicate it. Denver has not been a money-making team this season. That's A. And this is not their spot. This is not their situation. As somebody who bets Denver often, y'all, we know where we like betting Denver 9 times out of 10. At home, at the crib, late window. That's usually where Denver does a lot of their damage. Early window, out on the road, laying points with Denver. You're asking for it. I'm well aware that my Mavs are banged up, missing our 2 best players, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, but Mavs have played well even despite that. This is one of the deeper Mavs teams that I've had in recent memory, and I think people forget that. This is a deep Mavs team. That's why I think we're ultimately going to be fine when it's all said and done. Nuggets probably win the game. Wouldn't shock me if Dallas did, but I know for sure this is not Denver-style spot. You should not be laying points with the Nuggets in this one. I'm on Dallas plus the points. We got your Chicago Bulls at home at the crib with the Sacramento Kings rolling in. Sacktown has been absolutely balling recently. Shout out to them boys, man. But Sacramento Kings road favorite on the do not bet list. This is not my official do not bet list. This is the list that Mitch made to kind of, mess with me a little bit. But then it started to come to fruition. So this was Money Man Mitch's do not bet list. Carolina Panthers, Washington Commanders. Some Commanders, they play today. The Atlanta Hawks, Shedeur Sanders for Heisman. Toronto Raptors, and Kings road favorite. UFC football and hoops. That's when they had Bronny. Damn, man, I miss Mitch, man. More than y'all know. But let's keep it rolling. I'm leaning towards Chicago plus the points in that one. I don't trust the Kings as a road favorite. Short, sweet, simple. I know they've been playing well recently. I know the Bulls haven't played their best basketball at home this season. But I still think this one's coming right down to the wire. I think Chicago has a legitimate chance to win this game outright. Kings starting to become a little overrated, a little overvalued. I think this is a great sell high point on Sacramento personally. So small lean for me on Chicago here in that one. We keep it rolling. We got the Boston Celtics laying 15.5 on the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm laying it here with Boston. Y'all know my thoughts on New Orleans, man. They're terrible. They're a fade, and I want to continue to fade them. Boston, Um, I know they got beat up by the Kings in that last game, real head scratcher style game. But Boston has been much better this season following a loss ATS than they have been following a win. Following a win this season, they've been terrible. But coming off a loss is usually where you can trust Boston, especially coming off that ugly of a loss to Sacramento. In that one, I think they absolutely take the Pelicans behind the woodshed. I hate laying double digits with Boston this season, but I think the spot warrants it. The Pelicans are still an outright fade, and we're just going to continue to do what we do, which is fade them. Give me the Boston Celtics in the bounce back spot following the ugly home loss to take care of business. We got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing the Cleveland Cavs. Cavs 9.5-point home favorites in this one. I think Cleveland is overrated, overvalued. I think many people forget who Indiana is. I think a lot of people are still looking at Indiana through the full season lens, not necessarily through the lens of who they've been the last month, the last 2 months. When you look at it through that lens, they remind me of the team that they were a season ago, the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, the team that Cleveland is now trying to be. I just think people may be overcomplicating this one more than you think. I'm on the Pacers plus the points, and I'm also on Indiana outright on the money line. I think the Pacers really go here and beat them outright. I think this is the Pacers game to kind of remind the world, did y'all forget about us? Did y'all forget who we are? Did y'all forget about what we did? Are y'all not paying attention to how good we're playing right now currently as well? I know Cleveland's playing well, but you can't say that Indiana isn't as well. Indiana's been a different team, monster and animal on the road over the last couple weeks. Cleveland, they've played gauntlet after gauntlet after gauntlet. I think they finally dropped one. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's to an Eastern Conference foe. Give me the Indiana Pacers outright money line. I know. But I'm on the Pacers money line and plus the points in that one. We got the Magic laying 1.5 on the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers. Y'all know me, man. I want to fade this team. I trust Orlando in Orlando. Orlando's starting to get healthy again. Orlando as a home favorite over the last 2 seasons, covering at over a 60% clip. The Magic are favored in this game for a reason. Sixers, overrated, overvalued. Magic, trustworthy at home. Magic starting to get healthy again. No need for me to overcomplicate it. I'll lay it here with Orlando in Orlando. We got the Thunder Buddies laying 16.5 on the Washington Wizards. I'm on the Thunder Buddies. I'm laying the points in this one. The Wizards are either going to win the game outright or get blown out. And we know damn sure they're not beating the Thunder outright, so we're fading them. 16.5 is a lot of lumber to lay on the road. I get it. But if there was a team we do trust to lay 16.5 on the road, A, it's our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, and B, it would just be fading the Washington Wizards. So 2 things come together, and we definitely understand why the line is where it's at. I don't think the Thunder take their foot off the gas. The Wizards, if they're getting blown out, they get taken behind the woodshed. Like, they barely just lose. They never really do that. So, and the Thunder rarely just win. They usually kick the crap out of folks. So, I'm laying in here with the Thunder. No need to overcomplicate this one. Should be a 20-plus point win for the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. We got the Jazz, 4.5-point home favorites over the Brooklyn Nets. The Jazz have been so terrible at home. I think this is a lock-in spot for them. I'm on the Jazz laying the points. I know. They've only got 2 home wins this season. I think they get one today, and I think they do it by margin. I know they lost yesterday, but they did get us the cover. Shout out to Jazz. I think they come back home and get a win here. I like how the schedule kind of sets up for the Jazz over the next couple days, over the next week or so. They're home today against Brooklyn. Then they're home Wednesday against Charlotte. That could be back-to-back home wins for them. Then they go on the road to New Orleans. They can mess around and win both of those. Then they go to Oklahoma City, probably a loss. Then back home against Washington. This is a good little stretch, I think, where the Jazz are going to return to the Jazz that we know and love. They've been terrible at home this season. I think this is a good little stretch where we can trust them. Give me the Jazz. I don't necessarily trust the Nets right now. They seem to be free-falling, and I want no parts of them. Give me Utah, laying the points at home at the crib. Last and final game of the night, we got the Charlotte Hornets out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. Suns are on the automatic fade list. I'm on the Charlotte Hornets plus the points in this one. The Suns, worst ATS team right now this season. Last 2 seasons combined, they're 29 of 30. They've only covered in 34% of their games this season. They only covered in last 2 seasons combined 38% of their games. They're just an outright fade. I don't trust this team laying points on pretty much anybody. They will win games. They just will fail to cover. And I think this may be one of those where it's like a 5-4 point win for the Suns when it's all said and done. I just don't trust this team to win by margin. So I'm not really finna start now. Small lean on the Charlotte Hornets plus the points here in our last and final game of the night, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I really like today's card. I got a substantial amount of games over at Pickdawgz Premium. I just broke them all down for you right here. We smashed our NBA play of the day yesterday with the Utah Jazz. Looking to go back-to-back on it today. You can scoop that up. Of course, I have NFL action in there for y'all, and I have a college hoops play in there for my long-term folks. So, money making Sunday. Let's do what we do. We just kick the crap out of the books. Follow me on Instagram at JWithKicks or Parlay Guy J. And then follow me on Twitter at Parlay Guy J, man. Link for both in the description below. Hop on something long-term if you want to rock with me, man. Rock with me if you're rocking with me. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Tomorrow, how many games we got tomorrow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tomorrow, graphics will be back, and I will have props for y'all tomorrow. I promise. I'm making y'all a promise. They'll be back tomorrow. See y'all then. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'm out of here. Peace.